so that they can claim asylum and say, if I went back to my country, I'd be persecuted. This is exploitation of a system that was not designed for this sort of thing. We have to be honest about that.
So you say to somebody who's coming from Nigeria and wants to create a little mini Nigeria in Britain?
No, that is not right. And Nigerians would not tolerate that. That's not something that that many countries would accept. There are many people who come to our country, to the UK, who do things that would not be acceptable in their countries. It's virtually impossible, for example, to get Nigerian citizenship. I had that citizenship by virtue of my parents. I can't give it to my children because I'm a woman. Yet loads of Nigerians come to the UK, stay for a relatively brief period of time, acquire British citizenship. We need to stop being naive, and that's why under my leadership we now have policies to make it a lot harder to just get British citizenship. It's been too easy. It's basically a conveyor belt. We want people who have who want to come to our country to be net contributors, not people who will immigrate and then need welfare, need social housing. That's not right, because they haven't paid into the system. So there's a lot that I'm changing on policy that is suitable for the times we live in. We could get away with these things before the era of mass travel, before mobile phones, before small boat crossings. There's just the global mass migration, which we're seeing, that's very destabilizing. They didn't have that in the 80s and the 70s and the 90s. We need rules that work for today.
Kemi Badenoch, pleasure.
So as you heard there, Kemi Badenoch, you heard right from Olukemi Adegbok Olufonto Adegboke. Our own Omo Oduduwa is now the one saying that Nigerians are getting British passports easily. They come to the UK. These are not my words. These are the words of Olukemi Olufonto Adegboke, who now goes by the name Kemi Badenoch, saying it loud and clear that Nigerians come to the UK, they stay for a few years, they get British passports. Her children who are born in the UK cannot get Nigerian passport. Let me know what your views are. And if you are a Nigerian, you live in the UK legally, you have the right to vote. Whether you are here as a student, care worker, as long as you are in the UK legally, you must register to vote, because Kemi is saying it loud and clear that if she ever gets into Downing Street and becomes the prime minister of this great country, she will make it harder for Nigerians. You heard it. In case you miss it, you heard what Kemi said in her own words, that Nigerians come to the UK, they live for a few years, and they get British passport. Now, Kemi said her children cannot get Nigerian passport because they were born in Nigeria. This is something that is absolutely false. Kemi knows that that is not true. She knows that the Nigerian constitution make it absolutely clear. Nigerians are not gullible. Let's see what Nigerian constitution say on this matter. The Nigerian constitution section 25 subsection 1 says, and I quote, Nigerian constitution deal with citizenship by birth, outlines that a person born in Nigeria after independence on the 1st of October 1960 is a Nigerian citizen if at least one parent or grandparent belongs to a community indigenous to Nigeria. It also specified that those born outside Nigeria with at least one parent who is a citizen of Nigeria are also considered citizenship by birth. Let me read this out again, because you cannot tell me that Kemi, as intelligent as she is, that she did not know that this, what she was saying, is absolutely false. I read it again. The constitution, this is, I'm reading from Nigerian constitution. It says, it also specifies that those born outside Nigeria, like Kemi children, like my own children, with at least one parent who is a citizen of Nigeria, are also considered citizens by birth according to the Nigerian constitution. So if Nigerian constitution says that a child born outside the UK who has one parent who is Nigerian is entitled to have Nigerian passport. So why did Kemi now say on international station like CNN that Nigerians are coming to the UK and Nigerians stay for a few years, they get British passports? Her own children who were born in the UK cannot get Nigerian passport. Do you think Kemi doesn't know? Of course she knows what she is talking about. Kemi knows. She is an intelligent woman. She cannot tell me. Basic Google will tell you that anyone who is of Nigerian descent, one of the parents is Nigerian, that the children are entitled to Nigerian nationality. So if Kemi knew, why again is she now advocating for the UK government to make it harder for Nigerians to get passport in the UK? This was the same lady who said that the law should be extended to 15 years for immigrants to stay. Mind you, Olukemi Olufanto Adegboke was born in the UK just before the changes of the law in 1983. If Kemi's mom came to the UK to give birth to her because the mom wanted her to have a better life. The mom saw that being born in the UK will give her daughter an edge. That is what, there's nothing wrong there. I will do the same thing what Kemi's mom did. But the question that a lot of Nigerians are now saying, why is it that somebody from our own community is now the one that is tearing us down? Is now the one that is calling for make things difficult from Nigeria? If you live in the UK and you are a Nigerian, you are legally resident in the UK, make sure you go and register to vote. We know what Kemi's plan is. Kemi will never get the key as long as she is a descendant of Oduduwa. Oduduwa is not sleeping. Oduduwa is alive and is vigilant. Kemi will never become the prime minister of this country. Nigerians, we will mobilize our people. If the election is between Niger Farage and Kemi Badenoch, I can tell you, if anyone is listening, watching this video now from the Conservative headquarters, I speak as a fee-paying member of the Conservative Party. I am a conservative because I believe in low taxation. I believe in individual responsibility, not this nonsense that Kemi is doing. The picture you are seeing here, this is David Cameron. Before the last election, when Cameron was running, Cameron went to meet Adeboye because his advisors advised him that, look, for you to get the Nigerian vote, especially in the London and marginal seat, that Adeboye is a person of influence. You need to meet this man. David Cameron met Adeboye. He even attended a church where Adeboye prayed for him when he was running. David Cameron won. David Cameron is the most successful conservative leader of modern time. He won that election with the support of minority. I am telling you today, Niger Farage will get more votes than Kemi Badenoch from black people in this country. Kemi Badenoch will never be the prime minister of this country. If anybody is watching from the Conservative headquarters, I am speaking as a fee-paying member of the Conservative Party. You can reach out to me. I will present my details. Kemi will never become the prime minister of this country. Do you think that the white working class, they will leave Niger Farage and they will go and vote for Kemi? Some of them, they don't even regard Kemi as part of as a British citizen. So the people that Kemi is trying to beg, the people that she's trying to, that she's named. The question, have you ever seen any British politician who is of Indian descent tear down their own community in this country? Why is it that when an African gets a position, they want to denigrate their society, they want to tear down their people, they want to do everything to portray their community in bad light? Why? Do you ever see Rishi Sunak, Priti Patel, and other British politicians of Indian descent denigrate their society? No, you will never see them doing that. Only our own people will be the one that will tear down, want to do everything to make it hard. Why would a Nigerian a British-born Nigerian politician, what strategic benefit does that? That shows that Kemi is naive. Going to CNN and saying that she cannot get British passport to her children. How does that advance her case? How? Kemi is naive. This lady, she's very immature when it comes to politics. She is making all sort of statements because Nigel Farage is ahead of her. She's doing everything possible to get some attention and some soundbite. And the more she keeps doing all these silly things, the more she keeps eliminating the black vote in this country. I am saying it loud and clear. Kemi Badenoch, as long as the Oduduwa, the God that the Yoruba serve, the father of the Yoruba is still alive, which the Yorubas believe is still alive. I am myself, I'm a descendant of Oduduwa. I'm telling you that Kemi Badenoch will never become the prime minister of this country. Never. Never is a strong word, I am telling you. In fact, Kemi will not lead the Conservative Party to the next election because the Conservative Party, they are smart. They know that Kemi hasn't got a chance. So the more she keeps trying to insult Nigerians, insult our intelligence, instead of talking about bread and butter issues that affect the working class people of this country, those are the things that will advance Kemi and the Conservative Party's interest. The electoral for the rather than Kemi going online, say, oh, Nigerians are getting British passport easily. My children cannot get it. How does that help Kemi? How? Tell me whether you think that Kemi is right. When Nigerian constitution makes it absolutely clear that as long as one of the parents is a Nigerian, it doesn't matter where the child is born, that child has access to Nigerian passport if the parent decide to apply for that child. Do you think that Kemi is doing herself and the party any good? Leave your comment in the comment section. I say this again. Any Commonwealth citizen that lives in the UK legally, Jamaica, India, Pakistan, Nigeria, Ghana, countries that were ruled by Great Britain before, as long as you are living in this country, whether you're a student, you are a care worker, go and register to vote. I always, on this platform, you know my position. I am not telling you who to vote for. Go and register to vote because if they want to shave your head, it is better for you to be alive and you can tell them how you should shave your head than for you to be sleeping. Somebody is shaving your head. Those that are wise, they know what that parable means. So Kemi is now calling that Nigerians are getting British passport easily and the government should make it harder for Nigerians. She's not calling on other countries. She specifically called on use Nigeria as an example. Despite the contributions of Nigerians to this society, despite the contribution, there is no hospital, there is no field in this country that Nigerians are not excelling. Go even the schools, Nigerian children, they are excelling. Why is it that Olukemi Adegboke will not be the one that will be constantly attacking and tearing down Nigeria? Kemi is not the only Nigerian British. She needs to stop all this silly thing because at the end of the day, her political career will fail in the next few years, and to Nigerians, she will always be seen as somebody that tarnish and attack the country's reputation, somebody that make things harder for the next generation of Nigerian descent. Share this video share this video now, because Kemi is now saying that they should make it harder for you and your family to get UK citizenship, even though you have lived legally and worked in this country. Don't let them shave your head whilst you are asleep. Make sure you are alive to tell them how they should shave your head. Those that are wise, they know what that parable means. Make sure you play active role. Register. It is free to register. You do not need to go anywhere. You can do it from your phone. Register to vote and make sure you make your voice here. Do not vote for Kemi Badenoch. If the Conservative Party present Kemi Badenoch and Nigel Farage, I am endorsing. Farage is not my cup of tea. I do not support his brand of politics. But if the choice before us came to Farage and Kemi, all the black people will line up and vote for Farage, because Kemi is bad market for Nigerian. And as far as the Oduduwa is still alive,